Or they didn't push hard enough.
Hey, and we finally get to put on our production. We've been waiting so long to perform.
I'm so excited.
Hopefully all of our actors show up soon because I don't want to be here all day. What do you think about this lighting? Let's do a test shot just to make sure the lighting's okay. Go ahead, Peyton.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 1.
Excuse me, ma'am. I was hired for this job by my lawyer to inspect this place because there's some safety hazards.
Okay, go right ahead and inspect away, I guess.
Thank you.
That lighting just wasn't right. We're gonna have to. This doesn't look too good. There was just something wrong with that lighting, Peyton. Let's try again.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 2.
Music. No idea. Peyton, you know this guy? Yep.
Good evening, fellow intellectuals. Welcome to today's symposium.
Symposium?
Today, we're going to be studying how Jesus, who was born on Columbus Day, how he created the miracle of Hanukkah.
What? Can I help you?
Are you here for the class?
No, I'm here to put on a production.
Well, I hope you're enrolled because we're having a class tonight.
This
and I'll be
isn't a place
instructing
for a
everyone.
class.
This is not a class?
This is a studio.
Studio.
Yeah.
It's not a classroom.
Nope.
Okay.
So this isn't where you're supposed to be.
Do you know I have a time machine?
Okay. Can you leave? Because this isn't where you're supposed to be.
But how can I do the class? I came all the way
This
from
isn't-
1973 to come
this-
here today.
Is it a classroom? I don't know what classroom you're supposed to be in, but this isn't a classroom.
Do you know in 1973 they don't have microwaves?
Can you please leave? This isn't where you're supposed to be. This is not the place for you.
I would like to proceed with the
Security!
class now. Who's this police officer?
This is my buddy that's gonna take you away like I asked you to do. Leave twice.
She's rather short. Where are we going? Ow!
Let's try the lighting one more time. Hopefully without interruptions this time.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 3.
And what we have some people we're supposed to have. I see a fox. I see 2 shepherds. No, that's what we need. I see a duck. And the dog. Well, we can use them, right? We just have to. Oh, sounds like a plan. Thank you guys so much for coming today. Well, there's a couple of you we can use, but we can actually use all of you guys. So, I'm really glad you guys showed up. You guys are our first actors to be here, which they were supposed to be here a while ago. But can you guys all go back to wardrobe and wait until our other actors are here? And you guys like the fox and the bear and the duck and the dog? Can you guys change into sheep? So can you guys go back to wardrobe for me?
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Now let's go get it.
ma'am, I have done my inspecting and I have put some sticky notes where I have, there's been some violations.
What color would those sticky notes be?
There are pink.
Pink? Pink.
Like these ones.
I'm not seeing any pink sticky notes anywhere. Let's get rid of her faster.
Where did they go? They were just sitting right here.
They're not sitting right there now.
Thank you. Yes. I'm going to sue a lawsuit on you. And I will be back with my lawyer shortly.
Good luck with that. So, one more time, Peyton. Let's try again without interruptions.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 4.
Hello, everybody! It's lunchtime! It's lunchtime!
Lunchtime?
Yes, it's lunchtime! Look at your watch!
It's 10 o'clock.
Oh, come on. It's time to have something to eat. Remember, I worked at Simeon's?
Yep.
And then I went to McDonald's. What a mistake that is. These young kids don't know how to wait on customers worth anything. So I left there and I went to Five Guys. Oh. And if you go to Five Guys, they're all bachelors. You might check it out.
I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm hungry, which isn't right now.
Oh, come on! It's in the middle of the day!
But it's not the middle of the day yet. It's only 10.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
See?
I love Five Guys.
I love Five Guys.
Okay.
Would you
But
like a hamburger?
we don't need anything to eat right now.
I love a hamburger.
No. You're right.
There you go!
The rest of us are content, but I will be sure to talk to you as soon as possible when we need something to eat, which isn't right now.
Well, Pastor and Andy and Pastor Jim love Five Guys. So you don't know what you're missing unless you go there.
I will go there when I'm done with this. Can you please?
What are you doing?
Can you? We're putting on a production. Well, we're attempting to put on a production, but keep getting.
Couldn't be in it?
No, I'm sorry. We're putting on the birth of Jesus. I mean, I would love to have you in it, but this just isn't the place for you right now.
Oh, come on.
So, please leave.
Leave?
Security.
Oh, my word. I can't believe it. All right, I get the message.
The seats are cold.
Sheep.
One more time, Peyton. Let's check to see the lighting, hopefully without distractions.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 5.
I am here for my production of Jaws. I am the star.
Jaws?
Yeah, yes.
Why do you think Jaws?
Studio J, Jaws.
For Jesus.
No.
Underneath?
J, if I start the alphabet correctly, J-A-W-S. J, that spells Jaws, and it starts with J, right?
But
so,
Jesus,
and it's Studio J, so it's Jaws.
G-E-S-U-S also spells Jesus and starts with J, which is where I'm supposed to be for the production of Jesus' birth.
What? No, I am the star. I am here for my production. I just saw two of my co-workers escorting out like ducks and sheep and stuff like that. Those are the live bait for the sharks I'm supposed to fight.
Well, you're not in Studio J because that's where I am. Maybe you go to Studio F for fish or S for shark, but not J.
Well, why not? I am the star. I am supposed to be here.
Nope, you're not supposed to be here, so why don't you leave and find your real studio?
What? This is my studio.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Studio J is for Jesus today. We are putting on Jesus' birth. This is not where you're supposed to be for Jaws. Can you leave now?
No.
Security? She's my backup.
I am the star.
Come on up and I'll give you a hamburger.
Sharky?
Well, this is taking a while. Let's see who's going to interrupt this time. Go ahead, Peyton.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 6.
We wait for this little old lady. We'll be here all day. I'm glad I brought extra.
Just sit down.
All those kids she has, no wonder.
Hey, this music's actually somewhat Christmassy. This might be promising.
They look like they need a hamburger.
They look like they've had too many hamburgers.
Oh, we're here looking for the Christ child.
The Christ child?
Yes.
Well, you're somewhat in the right place.
What do you mean, somewhat?
We're putting on a production, which isn't like actually true.
I mean, we're like an imitation Jesus or something?
Yeah.
What? Oh, there you are.
We've lost him.
Did you have trouble on the way?
Wouldn't you know it? I've been practicing my ad-lib lines for the last couple of weeks now. Do you think I can remember them? You're lost. Definitely. I rented a camel from Ahmed's Rent-A-Camel back east. And on the way to Blue Hoof, I had to pull a tow truck.
You didn't have a spare? What's up?
No spare. No.
We're glad you caught up, because
I traveled a long way in time and relative dimension and space to get here, to see the Christ child.
did you remember the gold?
Yes, I remember the goal.
All right. It's not all lost.
No, I got Bruce here. My
Where?
He's in
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of things that are invisible you can't see.
You see it?
Really.
Okay. You believe it's worth something, it is.
I got 8 more camels out waiting, so I got 9 camels with 400 pounds of gold.
Who's watching the camels?
I got a system out. Yeah, so
lost.
yeah, I got 3,600 pounds of.
You trying to show off?
No, of course not.
Of course not.
Wait,
Believe him.
let me get my calculator.
What do you need a calculator for? You already told us you had so much gold.
Yeah, but see, this is Mid-East. They don't deal in pounds. We have to calculate calories.
I think that is quite okay if we don't calculate that right now.
I want to show you my paper thin calculator.
Well, I'm glad the 3 of you showed up because you're closer to the actors I need, but not exactly.
You don't win?
You came a long ways.
We came a long way.
Yes.
We don't need you guys today. We
You
can
don't
use
need
you
us.
for part 2.
What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna go?
You can leave, or you can stay if you really want to.
Maybe we can watch the rest of the show.
Oh, hey, we can do that.
You guys can do the rest of the show. You guys can
Is
go.
there any place where we can get a burger?
You guys are more than happy. You guys.
Oh, hey, my guys.
You want security? Can you Escort this
I
wonderful
want an
lady.
escort.
You want an escort? Here's your escort.
That's enough. One in the middle, medium rare.
Well, that took a while.
Hamburger for your long trip.
Bruce ate your hamburger.
I don't know, Director. I've never seen her before.
Nope.
I'm almost there.
Can I help you?
Oh, hi. I'm Ann, the prophet. I've come to see Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
Well, we're putting on a production of his birth today.
Oh, no, I have to be at the temple with Jesus.
This
No, God told me. That's where it needs to be.
this isn't the temple though.
No?
No. I'm sorry.
I came such
I'm sorry. Can you leave though? This isn't where you're supposed to be.
Go away. I don't know why I was supposed to go to the temple.
Security, do you wanna escort
supposed
this
to see
wonderful
Jesus.
can you escort this wonderful lady to the
Are you
temple?
going to take me to the temple? Okay. Oh, you sweetheart. You're so
Oh my gosh.
Pass that down to Anna. You might have to explain to her what it is.
Are you guys going to the temple too? Yes.
We're 5 guys right now. That's a wonderful thing we call a hamburger.
What?
Double cheese.
Cheese?
Peyton, one more time, let's try getting this lighting correct.
I just wanted to see Jesus.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 7.
Told you I would be back.
Who's that?
Scary people.
Ma'am, you're being sued.
For what?
You have too many violations of the safety code.
What safety code violations? We already went through this, you didn't mark any of them, so I don't know where they
I don't want to
are.
get into an argument because my...
Can you please show me where the safety violations are?
Yes, we had sticky, yes, there's sticky notes everywhere over here. There should be, well, you do not have a fire extinguisher here. That is a violation of safety code.
What's a fire extinguisher?
What do we need a fire extinguisher for? There's
This was almost like
thing
this.
What happens if
electronic.
your light came down, crashed on your lovely people back here, and caused a fire?
The light isn't going to fall down.
Well, you don't know that.
I do know that though.
You need to evacuate. This can no longer
Yeah,
happen.
nope, not happening.
Why not? Do you want to be sued?
I thought we're
Your
already.
career will be over.
Will it?
Yes. We will get the police.
No, try again. Security, can you escort these
But I'm not going anywhere.
crazies
No.
out?
No. Do not touch me. Do not. No. Don't keep me manhandled.
Peyton, I am done.
I believe Peter's requested an exemption.
It is natural for men to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are not to shut our eyes against a painful truth. Is it the part of wise men engaged in an arduous struggle for liberty? Or are we disposed to be of those of another who having eyes see not and ears hear not? Whatever anguish of spirit it may cost me, I am willing to know the whole truth and to be prepared for it. It is in vain to restrain the matter.
Okay.
My brethren are already in the field. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty, or give me a hand. Hello?
Hi,
Jeff. Who are you?
the director,
The director of what?
the production of Jesus' birth that we're putting on today.
This is the House of Burgesses, and I am Patrick Henry, reading my speech.
This is
The
Studio
production of what? The production of justice? I'm perfect for the part.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes. And this is Studio J.
Had I known it was production, I would have come more prepared. I am perfect for the part.
You kind of need a very small child.
Not a small child.
That's the problem.
I don't get it, but you may be the problem.
This isn't the place for you.
It isn't?
Nope.
You like tire so much, but you have the cutest little dimples. Leave? I've just begun to fight. Wait, that's not a speech.
This isn't where you're supposed to be.
Well, can't you use me somehow? You're sure of that?
Yes.
You're quite certain?
Yes, I'm very sure.
Well, I'm not really going to get it popped.
Security.
Security?
Yeah.
What's security? Yes, I don't do security.
This is my backup.
I am trying to make this Constable. What's the meaning of this? I've never been so insulted in all my life. What? Where are we going? I demand you unhand me. What are you going for?
Peyton, hopefully this is our last take. Let's see if we can get this one right.
Get Patrick a hamburger.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 8.
Boy, am I hungry. Lamb chops.
Everybody is here now. Everybody's here now.
We have lawyers right here that can take care of you.
What's a lawyer?
Please sit down now.
Hey, and look, everybody's here now. We can finally start. Except, hey, security, can you escort our very helpful people out?
I just sat down.
Follow me. Why do we have to follow you?
We're not done with our burgers yet.
Yeah.
We're still eating.
You can take burgers with you.
Are we going to the temple?
Hey, are you a wise man?
Am I going to go sue her?
I told you these were my live bait.
What? Not bad, baby.
We're
My wonderful shepherd.
Keep walking. Yes, to the temple.
To the university president.
McDonald's, it's my kind of place. It's a place. I'm ready for my water.
Are you sure you can't use this?
That's where we're going to the temple. I don't
Right.
temple. You have to see Jesus. Help this man though. Just sit down.
Peyton, I know for real this time. This is going to be our actual shot. This is it. This is the time that we get to put on our big production.
A special place for me. Scene 1, take 9.
Once upon a time, in a sunny valley, there lived a little lamb named Joshua. He was white with black spots, black feet, and sad eyes. Josh felt sad when he saw the other lambs with snow white wool and no spots. He felt sad when he saw the other sheep with their moms and dads because he didn't have a mom or dad. But he felt saddest when he saw the other lambs running and jumping because he couldn't. Josh had been born with one leg that didn't work right. He was crippled. He always limped when he walked. That's why he always watched while the other lambs ran and played. Josh felt sad and alone, except when Abigail was around. Abigail was Josh's best friend. She didn't look like a friend for a lamb. She was an old cow. She was brown with white blotches that looked like rain puddles on a path. Her belly was as round as a barrel, and her voice was always kind and friendly. Some of Josh's favorite hours were spent with Abigail. They loved to pretend they were on adventures in distant lands. Josh liked to listen to Abigail tell stories about the stars. They would spend hours on the hill looking into the valley. They were good friends. But even with a friend like Abigail, Josh still got sad. It made him sad to be the only lamb who could not run and jump and play in the grass. That's when Abigail would turn to him and say, "Don't be sad, little Joshua. God has a special place for those who feel left out." Josh wanted to believe her, but it was hard. Some days he just felt alone. He really felt alone the day the shepherds decided to take the lambs to the next valley where there was more grass. The sheep had been in this valley so long, the ground was nearly bare. All the sheep were excited when the shepherds told them they were going to a new meadow. As they prepared to leave, Josh hobbled over and took his place on the edge of the group. But the others started laughing at him. You're too slow to go all the way to the next valley. Go back, slowpoke. We'll never get there if we have to wait on you. Go back, Joshua. That's when Josh looked up and saw the shepherds standing in front of him. They were right, my little Joshua. You better go back. This trip is too long for you. Go and spend the night in the stable. Shepherds, you can take out the sheep now. Josh looked at the man for a long time. Then he turned slowly and began limping away. When Josh got to the top of the hill, he looked down and saw all the other sheep headed toward the green grass. Never before had he felt so left out. A big tear slipped out of his eye, rolled down his nose, and fell on a rock. Just then he heard Abigail behind him, and Abigail said what she always said when Josh felt sad. "Don't be sad, little Joshua. God has a special place for those who feel left out." Slowly, the two friends turned and walked to the stable together. By the time they got to the little barn, the sun was setting like a big orange ball. Josh and Abigail went inside and began to eat some hay out of the feed box. They were very hungry, and the hay tasted good. For a little while, Joshua forgot that he had been left behind. "Go to sleep, little friend," Abigail said after they finished eating. "You've had a hard day." Josh was tired, so he lay down in the corner on some straw and closed his eyes. He felt Abigail lie down beside him, and he was glad to have Abigail as a friend. Soon Josh was asleep. At first he slept soundly, curled up against Abigail's back. In his sleep he dreamed. He dreamed of running and jumping just like the other sheep. He dreamed of long walks with Abigail through the valley. He dreamed of being in a place where he never felt left out. Suddenly, strange noises woke him up. "Abigail," he whispered, "wake up, I'm scared." Abigail lifted her big head and looked around. The stable was dark except for a small lamp hanging on the wall. "Somebody's in here," Josh whispered. They looked across the dimly lit stable. There, lying on some fresh hay in the feed box, was a baby. A young woman was resting on a big pile of hay beside the feed box. Joshua looked at Abigail, thinking his friend could tell him what was going on. But Abigail was just as surprised as Josh. Josh looked again at the woman and the child, then limped across the stable. He stopped next to the mother and looked into the baby's face. The baby was crying. He was cold. The woman picked up the baby and put him on the hay next to her. Josh looked around the stable for something to keep the baby warm. Usually there were blankets, but not tonight. The shepherds had taken them on their trip across the valley. Then Josh remembered his own soft, warm wool. Timidly, he walked over and curled up close to the baby. "Thank you, little lamb," the baby's mother said softly. Soon, the little child stopped crying and went back to sleep. About that time, a man entered the stable carrying some rags. "I'm sorry, Mary," he explained. "This is all the cover I could find." "It's okay," she answered. "This little lamb has kept our new king warm." "A king?" Joshua looked at the baby and wondered who he might be. "His name is Jesus," Mary spoke, as if she knew Josh's question. "God's son. He came from heaven to teach us about God." Just then, there was another noise at the door. It was the shepherds, the ones who had left Joshua behind. Shepherds. Their eyes were big, and they were excited. "We saw a bright light and heard the angels," they began. Then they saw Joshua next to the baby. "Joshua, do you know who this baby is?" "He does now." It was the young mother who was speaking. She looked at Joshua and smiled. "God has heard your prayers, little lamb. This little baby is the answer." Joshua looked down at the baby. Somehow he knew this was a special child, and this was a special moment. He also understood why he had been born with a crippled leg. Had he been like the other sheep, he would have been in the valley. But since he was different, he was in the stable, among the first to welcome Jesus into the world. He turned and walked back to Abigail and took his place beside his friend. Thank you.